Wow. Are we getting better at that, or are we getting worse?
I couldn't
Worse.
tell you.
We're getting worse.
Getting worse.
Yeah, I assure you it was worse. I kept waiting. Like at some point, he's going to push the button and let us on.
No.
But
No,
you know what?
not.
We're going to figure it out. It may take us another 2 or 3 years, but we're going to figure out this really simple program.
I
For everyone else,
Christ would have come back by then, is what'll happen.
Figure out this
That's
really
entirely
simple
possible.
program.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. How's everyone?
So, I'm good. I was just going to say
as-
hi to the people out here in the internet, but whatever.
Hey, what's
So it's up
going
to you.
on? Where all the
You're in the
wild
big boy
comics
chair
at?
today. So
I am in the big boy chair today.
Hey Don, how you doing, man?
Good Lord. We're going to start early. Let there still be coffee in here, please. But I think Sean's is better.
it's never coffee.
Sean, that's not true.
Sometimes that's
That is
not
sometimes.
true. I decided to
Sean,
go
what are you partaking of this morning?
decided to get all sophisticated and do a ginger ale and Jameson.
All right, look at that. Look at that. Because it does not matter about 5 o'clock wherever we're at. It's always 5.
I don't pay attention to the time.
Well,
Why
fair
would
enough.
you?
Neither do we. I mean, we rarely start on time. So
If we started
yeah.
on time, no one would know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. Jason,
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
know. It'd be horrible all over the place. We actually went from having nothing to talk about really to Warner Brothers deciding to just go all out and say, hey, we got a lot of stuff right now, or at least in a little bit, they're about to start their DC fandom. Jason, what are you doing?
I would like to point out that we are powered by Vagabond. Not Vagabond. Dang it! Who are we powered by? Titan Comics. There we go.
Hey Ray, do you want to take this one?
I'll let you have it.
I'm gonna let him off. The man raised his hand. I'm gonna let him have this. Go ahead, Jason.
You did raise your hand for that, Jay. That's all you, buddy.
Yep. So I would like to remind everyone that we are brought to you, powered by Titan Comics. Jeremy's a great guy. Go spend money with him. Don't hold us against him. I don't think he'll allow you to hold anything against him actually at this point. But COVID and everything. Go. So
rub up,
anyway,
rub up.
You'd have to have a really long pole.
Yeah.
Luckily,
and never mind.
Luckily.
So again,
no one in this
Comics
inner
dot com.
circle has to deal with that. I know none of us have that problem.
No, not in the least.
Not in the least.
Anyway, TitanComics.com. Go buy things from him. He's a great guy. It is.
It's always Monday for Jason. It is always Monday for Jason.
It's a perpetual Monday.
Oh my gosh. What is the first topic we want to talk about that does not include Jason's Mondays?
Well, I think first and foremost, congratulations to our friend Ben Dunn. Netflix is picking up
there you go.
season 2 of Warrior Nun. So that's fantastic. And I'm very happy about that because I would like to see how it ends.
Okay. Well, and what I love is the fact that I think he posted yesterday that one of the producers had texted him and just said, tagline for the upcoming season, Hell Will Rise. And I'm like, oh, good. It's based on current events. 2020. Awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Very
it's
nice.
a documentary. Wonderful.
I was going to say, don't beat me to the punch, McLean.
Warrior Nun 2, a documentary.
And I cannot wait. It certainly ended with a, there's all good things do, a cliffhanger. So cannot wait to see it.
First season was phenomenal. If any of y'all watching today, all 2 of you haven't seen,
Sean's gonna have computer problems again, isn't he?
Oh yeah, it's me again. All right, this is gonna be fun today.
I love it.
I hate it.
Well, I was hoping you'd be frozen a little bit because you had frozen up like this, and it's like, I wonder what we could do with that.
Actually, I was getting kind of scared. Sean, what's going on? I'm having a stroke. Sean, are you okay, buddy? I'm having a stroke. Sean, what is it that you're trying to tell us? I'm having a stroke.
I'm having a stroke.
Family Guy just popped in my head. It's the end of the world. Anyway, so that's the first bit of good news, right? So congrats to Ben and cast and crew over at.
Well done. Let's give him a,
no, we're not
give him a hand clap.
We're not doing that. And I really hope that Sean was frozen that way. No, he's not. Were you?
Frozen
Were you
what
frozen
way?
again,
No, it's just
buddy?
how he always looks.
You know what? The worst part about this was everything was fine today until we started this friggin' stream, and then
well, that's how we roll.
Yeah, and now everything's up and down. So,
Sean, you need a tummy rub? That's what Don's asking. You don't want a tummy rub?
No, thank you. I'm good. I'll just keep drinking and remain
Don,
quiet.
we expect that tummy rub any minute, buddy. So you got to come over there and rub Sean's tummy. Get that leg kicking. All right. So what else happened? We had a lot happen today or this week. I gotta be honest. One of the coolest things I heard: two video games coming up. One, the Suicide Squad, which apparently is going to be from the lovely folks who brought us the Arkham Asylum trilogy. Mm-hmm. Cannot wait because their opening picture, poster, whatever you want to call it, was basically crosshairs on top of Superman's head, and I'm hoping that's actually the package because that'd be really cool. I cannot wait to see that, to play it. Then of course the second thing is that we're also still going to get another Batman game, not from those guys, but from the guys who did the Arkham Origin, which is going to be the Court of Owls, it looks like. So it's going to have, from what I'm hearing, is the entire Bat family as playable characters. So that's going to be really interesting for me. Both of those games is just adding to my list of stuff that I got to expend money for no reason other than I just want to.
Agreed.
So, what else do we have? Well, that's it. Thanks for the great show, everybody. I appreciate
great show. Wonderful. Ben Affleck.
Well, I'm waiting on Jason.
Well,
waiting on Jason. You know.
Are you really?
Well, so look, last show, Ray and I strong-armed any moment you had to talk. So as such, I figured, why don't we let Jason have some words to say? So I want to hear your beautiful dulcet tones. If you would just
but that's
all right.
That's the problem. That's why Jason hardly talks.
Beautiful bearded self, sir, and you're very nice, and you're very low cut V-neck. I like that going on.
Yes.
Did you just need a moment for the dog? Do you want me and Sean to take back over? Here, I tell you,
I am her emotional support human.
I'll tell you what, Jason. Let's do this.
Oh Jesus, that's way too big of my face. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that? That's better. A little bit better.
I love this thing. It's really not.
We're not. Jason, change the login and don't let him do this again. Don't let him have control.
I was actually just going to remove Jason off of it, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
He abuses power all the time. This is why we have you be our producer at this point. It's because we can't trust him with anything.
Ever.
I wouldn't.
No. This is why we can't have nice things. Hello, little dog. It's okay.
We can have nice things, we just can't let Ray be in charge of them.
Right. There's no argument here. There's zero argument. Jason, you were saying something though, man. What was it?
Affleck is confirmed to be in the Flash movie. So
as is now Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Well, we've already talked about
Michael Keaton's returning as Batman. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was actually rumored till yesterday.
That's going to be really cool. I mean, so Ray, I know you and Jason, you too. I know both of you have mentioned the fact that there's going to be like a ton of Batmans going on all at the same time. But now we actually have two different Batmans in the same movie, as well as the Robert Pattinson, right? Batman.
Yeah, still on board.
Yeah,
yeah, and his is looking interesting. I have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
We get a first look at that today with the
that's
DC
right,
fandom.
That's right, DC fandom. Yeah.
Fandom.
Is that going on right now?
That is going on.
Does that start at like 10 or noon or something? I don't know.
Does not start till noon Central.
Noon Central. Okay, cool.
So we need to make sure that we go over. So
we're gonna
all their publicity.
Yeah, we're going to throw it to them. So, guys, you stick around. We've got a link already set up for you in the chat, and then we're just going to throw it to them whenever
No,
we're
we
done.
do not.
I'm full of shit. We have nothing. We have nothing. We're lucky we have audio at this point.
If DC was paying our bills, Sean would have a seamless stream.
A sleeveless stream.
Sleeveless, yeah.
Sleeveless. We're gonna go with
Jason,
sleeveless.
could you add that to the Ray Perez dictionary, please? If you would.
Hold on.
Thank you, sir.
In a minute, I'll start doing accents.
I want to make sure we get sleeveless down.
Sleeveless. I like how he actually pulled out a book as if that's actually anything other than, all work, no play, make Jason Doughboy. Or Doughboy.
Hey, Brucey, old boy.
Seamless, it's added.
You're such a Jewish. So what do we think? I mean, Affleck coming back. It's stated it's only for the Flash film. They're not going to actually branch off. But apparently he plays a huge role, as does Keaton, in the Flash movie. Which I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, this was the Flash movie, right? Like,
yeah.
This now is turning into Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
The other one. So one thought though, we've all been assuming that the Keaton Batman was simply Batman from the Keaton universe, and that he'd be crossing over. And that may still be what they do, but is it possible that what we're looking at are timelines, and that essentially we're going to start off with the with the Batfleck, but at some point he goes into the future and Keaton is old Batfleck, and so that's how we do the whole Batman Beyond. It's all kind of been, maybe it's not a multiverse thing, it's a timeline thing.
They are actually saying no, that's not the case. They are actually saying that it is. We have absolutely opened up
the multiverse.
The director went on as saying everything that we have seen from DC, everything, is now all canon after this movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's going to be interesting. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right. So I don't think it's not supposed to feature Pattinson's Batman, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a nod to it. Maybe even Pattinson himself do a quick cameo.
Yeah, I mean, if the Flash is going to be, racing through the timeline at any one point, he might just glance past him like they did in, the TV show, where you'd see somebody kind of blurry through all the Speed Force and everything like that.
What I would like to see is...
That's exactly how I'd do it.
I want to see Grant Gustin in this movie. So bad.
Yeah.
Given that they brought Ezra Miller into the actual show itself, I wouldn't be surprised if they went ahead and said, dude, let's set this up and do a shot for that as well, and just kind of get him involved. I mean, that would just, it's not that it seems fair, but it seems almost expected. I kind of feel like, like that should be what happens.
It should be a little homage to it. I would love to see that and see how that's going to happen and play out. Again, I do. Why I love the fact that there are this many Batmen out there. Is it too much? Is it too much to have all this going on at once? I mean, I know we're opening up the multiverse, but now we're asking the audience to really have some understanding of that.
But Jason, you go first. You go first.
Yeah, I have a one-word answer to that. In game. Marvel.
You weren't talking about. We're not talking about a multiverse. That's different.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying,
we don't even get to a multiverse until Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Correct. Even though they've sort of laid out that idea and some of the other stuff, but my point is, what Marvel did was show that viewers can handle this sort of high concept thing, right? So I think by stating this is that every movie is sort of its own standalone universe kind of a thing. It works. I think people can understand it. It just depends on how they play it off, But I think people can handle it. People aren't as stupid as we tend to think they are from time to time. Yes, we can find people who are too stupid to understand it, but we're about writ large. I think people can get it.
Sorry, go back. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Yes, there are individuals who are stupid, and that is absolutely true. But I think if you do it well, present it coherently, people can get what you're saying. That's all I'm saying.
So basically, not presented by us, because coherently.
Yes.
Okay.
So Bruce, you can sit there and say that all you want, buddy. It's coming. Like, we know that for a fact now. There will be a DC multiverse. It is in play now.
Yep.
And we just get to see it unfold on the big screen as we have on the CW verse, if you will. So it'll be interesting to see.
Ray, I don't think. I think I kind of agree with Jason. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. We've already been looking at all these movies kind of coming to this point, right, where everything kind of exists outside of its own self. I mean, Suicide Squad, yeah, sure, there's Ben Affleck in there for a minute, but not totally. I mean, it's not like, and it's not his movie. It's like you said earlier, it's kind of a little nod to those other films.
It's not his movie coming up, but it certainly seems like it.
Well, but it wasn't his movie, to be honest, in Homecoming either. That's not how that movie was. If you watch that movie and you actually get into it, yes, there is a lot of Tony Stark's influence, but that's what the movie is about Tony Stark influencing him as a budding superhero, right? And they've kind of said this is how this is going to go as well. Ezra, the Flash in Justice League was far from a fully fleshed out character.
Genesis. Welcome, AMX
Detective Comics. I need to check out that episode, by the way, that Ray, you and Genesis did, where y'all discussed Marvel and DC. I got to check that out. So
that's at AMX Gamecast.
That's right. That's right.
Go check them out. They're all things video games, except for when Genesis pisses me off and I have to go in and talk to him about actual facts.
Whatever, dude. Seriously, I love your facts. Your facts are seamlessly mounted, put together with fiction. Like they're perfect.
Are these seamless facts about fictional things?
Yes, they are. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that either one of you are wrong, but the multiverse does have its own its own issues and problems. I mean, I think.
There's lots of issues about the multiverse.
Yeah,
lots and lots.
And it's funny because we have DC doing this. And then the new rumor yesterday is that Sony and Marvel Studios are now in talks with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
To reprise his Spider-Man role.
Interesting.
However, not in a quote-unquote Spider-Verse type movie, although they are thinking that they're building to that. But in Doctor Strange. It'll be one of the multiverse that they visit. So it's very it's just a weird time to be around.
I'd like to see him as kind of an aging, tired Spider-Man. I think that would be fun.
That movie was already made. It was Spider-Man 1 when he was 46 playing a teenager. So we've already seen that version.
That's my point, though. I think that would be great to see him just like way.
You think tired. Do you think he's like Jason, where he just is always going to look perpetually like? So, like, we're going to look at him in the next Spider-Man role, and we're going to just be like, "Oh my God, he looks just like he did when he was in the first one 18 years ago."
Who's that guy that continues to look exactly his age? Ant-Man, come on.
That's Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. See, no, so he's no Paul Rudd. And it's.
I wasn't talking about youth. I was talking about always looking that 40.
I mean, like Sam, what's his name? Sam
Elliott?
Yeah,
Sam
Elliott. Yeah.
Like Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson. Sam Elliott has always looked that age. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I remember watching him in movies in the 80s. He still looks like he's in the 80s.
Wow.
It's weird.
Jason still looks like he's 106.
Jeez, Bruce, if you're getting Spider-Man fatigue, that was only like 2 movies. Oh, wait, no, 3 movies before. Okay, never mind. I forgot about all the Sony movies that they had to keep going.
It was 5.
I was only thinking of the 2 most recent ones. True enough. Fair enough. That is Spider-Man fatigue. I think we all got Spider-Man fatigue out of that, but I don't know. The current actor nails it. So
Tom
Holland is just that's Spider-Man as far as I'm concerned. So.
Donald, isn't that already what we've seen though with Batman versus Superman? That Dark Knight Returns Batman down to the actual armor. So, like, if we talk about seeing him, are you saying in that, you know, whole, what do you want to call it? In the true Frank Miller way, where he's just none caring, because I think that's still Ben Affleck's Batman and Batman versus Superman. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see it again.
So I saw I watched kind of like a behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, but a history kind of Batman on the screen. They talked about the various scripts, and it was mostly the history on Batman's reintroduction after Batman and Robin tanked the series, right? I mean, it did. We all know it did.
Yeah.
It was a super hyper neon representation of Batman. So, and it didn't go over well with fans. There was too much going on. There was too much. It was Spider-Man 3, to your point, Bruce. Right?
It was a
too
crap
much
story.
Everything was going. It was just nuts. But so they talked about people pitching concepts to bring Batman back after that. And I forget the name of the individual, the director, but he teamed up with Miller to write a script called. It was pretty much Batman Year One, and it was Miller's. It was Miller's Batman, and but they did it in such a way. They wrote it so. They said they wrote it so dark that it didn't even really reflect a current Batman. It was more or less like Frank Miller's Batman, as I understand it in that comic, is very dark.
Yeah.
But the guy who was doing it with him, I want to say Wes Anderson, but I don't think that's who it was. But it was somebody else, still significantly famous, and a great director. We've seen him do a lot of other things.
Darren Aronofsky.
Maybe that's who it was.
Who it was.
Yeah, probably who it was. But they wrote the screenplay together, and he kept telling Miller, "No, it has to be darker. It has to be darker." And Miller was like, "Dude, what more do you want?" But they had him torturing bad guys and like talking to himself at night in his apartment. He wasn't really a rich guy. He was just wearing a cape and a hat, and he put a fake scar on his face to try to but he was going out and just killing people and just taking revenge on the mob that had killed his father. And he was working at Al's garage shop, which I thought was hilarious for nod to Alfred.
And set in the 70s, right?
I don't remember what time period it was.
I think it was set in the 70s.
Yeah, you know what, that would make more sense because you could get away with a lot more back then than you could now, right? The Joker, the movie that we just with Joaquin, I mean, that was amazing. But when I heard them talk about this, that's immediately what I thought of. I thought about, but look how successful. I was like, look how successful the Joker was. Imagine that, but Batman, right? Him going as crazy, because that's what happens in this script, is he just goes off the deep end trying to avenge his father and his mother. And it's it was really fascinating. I wish I could remember who did it or where I saw it. It might have been IGN. I've been seeing a lot of stuff from IGN lately, so maybe that's who it was. But it was a good little 15-20 minute piece. It's neat.
It's interesting, like we've always talked about, and I brought it up on the ANX podcast there, which was, Bruce is insane. Like, that's the one thing I love, is whereas in the Joker has perfect sanity, he's just loves to play it up. Bruce and Batman themselves are just, it's an insane character. Like, again, it goes back to, there's no reason after his second meeting with the Joker, 3 bullets aren't put into his chest. But it's because he's got that insane whole, we can't kill him. Well, congratulations. And every death that that's been talked about in the comics multiple times. Every death that is done is because of Bruce allowing him to live. So, again, I think that goes a long way to the character. And it'll be interesting to see which one we get when we get to this Flash movie that apparently has more Batman than what they know what to do with. So
I am very interested in seeing Pattinson's Batman. They released the logo for the movie, I guess, the official, the other day, right? Yeah,
they did. It's a little bit different, but I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
We should be getting some type of trailer or loose footage today.
Yeah, from the DC.
I don't think that's going to pop up probably till about 7 Central. maybe even 8 Central tonight. But it's one of those things where I'm like, doggone it, we got a show. We should have done it tomorrow. Have a lot more to talk about, but that's not what we do here.
We have plenty to talk about. I mean, we've been waxing intellectual on Batman for the last 15 minutes. So I mean,
what else do we have? We had some other stuff, and Sean, I know specifically you wanted to talk about a couple things.
Well, I mean, so staying with the topic of DC fandom for just a minute. Also, today is going to not Frank Miller. Why did I? Anyways, the director's going to release the Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder's going to release his trailer, right? I mean, we're supposed to get an actual trailer for that movie. So that's supposed to happen today during that. I would imagine they're probably going to save that to midway or near the end. Because that seems.
I think that's the 8 o'clock spot.
Yeah,
7 or 8 spot.
Gosh, yeah, it's right. It's running for. Didn't they say it's running for 24 hours? Didn't
24 hours starting at. It'll start at noon today Central, and will end tomorrow at noon.
Man, that is nuts. All right, so if you want to,
wonder who's got the 3 a.m. time slot.
Makes me wonder if they're just going to follow that around the world, because I mean, there's so much going on with DC that it can't all be localized to us here in the States. No. I'm sure there's some other things elsewhere that people are going to chime in on.
And I will get to the whole, we will get to the whole DC fallout that just happened from the comics division.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was going through our notes. Yeah, that's one of the things we needed to discuss. So
but certainly we do get to see Zack Snyder's, trailer, which wouldn't surprise me if it's a lot like the trailer that we saw the very first time he cut one, back 4 years ago when they were at San Diego 2016.
It's been so long I don't even remember that trailer.
Yeah.
All I remember are all the ones where they, show you the entire movie.
There is talk where I got you. That there will be time. This is where it'll kind of also lead into Flash because there will be time travel and, rumor is that everybody dies. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping they really do play this out. When I first heard about it, I was thinking, man, I really want to see this in a movie format so I can just binge it. Now I definitely do want to see this as a series that plays out. Jason, I'm ignoring you.
Yeah, Jason, if you're bored, you could always speak up.
Yeah, you could try talking.
No, I can't.
On a podcast every once in a while.
Why bother?
Yeah, his other 18 podcasts that he does, he doesn't shut up.
Something. No.
No.
I mean, I'm listening. I don't know what's going on over here, but I'm listening. So.
Well, I get a quarter sentence in, and all of a sudden it's like that's how he eats hot dogs.
Okay, by the way. Anyway, Sean, what I was saying was Jason's not important. I tell you what, Jason, take. Well, no, Sean, are you done? Are you finished? So you're looking forward to that?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that. There's other things that I think I was going to mention, but they don't necessarily play around the DC at the moment. So, I mean, we could discuss those later if we want to stick with the DC thing here for a few more minutes. It sounds like we got some Fallout to discuss, but I'm good.
We do get to see four total trailers, I think, is what comes out today. I think we get a new Wonder Woman. We get the first Suicide Squad. We get the first look at the Batman, and then we get Zack Snyder's. So, looking forward to it. Jason, I'm going to let you take on the DC Comics portion of that because, that's a lot.
So what happened, dude?
It's a lot. Well, essentially, kind of what we've been talking about for a while. We discussed with Jeremy of Titan Comics, with whom you should go buy comics right now.
Who's that again?
TitanComics.com. Titan Comics, Jeremy Shore over at Titan Comics off of Web.
The address is right here.
Is there a phone number that we have scrolling across the bottom?
There is. Yeah, it's 214-350-4420. Yeah. No, TitanComics.com. Anyway, as we've discussed, there does seem to be this point where AT&T kind of looked at him and was like, y'all need to kind of start making cash, right? And that seems to be the fallout. Essentially is, we've had all these really interesting, cool comics coming out from DC, but at the same time, They weren't selling really well, and they were spending a lot of money doing it. I'll be honest, as much as I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on, it's so much cool stuff going on that bother. It's like you got 12 major things. It's just burnout. It's so many issues that no one knows what to do with it. So
similar to what
AT&T is
similar to
like,
what
hey,
we
y'all get
discussed. Similar to what we discussed
Yeah.
with the whole Marvel movie thing, kind of. Is that what you mean? It's just this time it's from DC's comics division since they're doing such a good job.
Precisely. Well, in many ways, it's kind of like what happened in the 90s. It just sort of burn out and it gets collapsing on itself. But this time, it's more of a corporate thing where AT&T's like, y'all gotta start making cash. So
when did AT&T buy DC? When did that happen? Did we talk about that? Didn't we?
When they bought Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of a package deal.
Forever. Yeah. Well, it's not just a package deal. Warner Brothers just owns DC, so
right. No, I've known Warner Brothers has DC since back in the '90s when Batman was on the TV. It was on the cartoons, were on the TV all the time. That's been forever. I'd completely forgotten that AT&T purchased them. So yeah, okay, I'm with you.
AT&T certainly cleaned house in the past 2 weeks, leaving Jim Lee in charge pretty much of everything. And the one thing that everyone was saying, and again, we've had this discussion many times before with other people as well. The bottom line is you don't get rid of DC as a comic book division. You may change layout. You may change the fact that we may get more of a hardcover graphic novel or trade paperback as opposed to single issues, but you don't get rid of the stories because you need future movie content, basically. I mean, you've got just creative ideas being pumped out. So I think that's what we're going to actually end up seeing. But I have to imagine for a while, for about 48 hours, everyone was crapping themselves trying to figure out, am I next on this list? What's going to go on? Because they were, we're talking, who was it? Dan DiDio? Who's been running it forever. Like, he was the first one. And when you start with the guy who's at top and you're just like, yeah, it's no longer, important for you to come in today.
You start working your way down. Yeah.
So
it was a bloodbath. There's no way around it. Yeah.
They got rid of a lot of people. But that's how it goes sometimes. That's I think the last DC story we have is, Ray Fisher is not going to let Joss Whedon or Jeff Johns or some of those producers go when it comes to what he feels was complete injustice to him. Not saying that that's not the case of what happened, just saying that we haven't heard all of the details yet, and there hasn't been a full investigation. But certainly, Warner Brothers is now looking into said individuals.
If those accusations are true, all right, because we can't make a judgment on anything without knowing the full story. But
what a concept,
right? Who knew?
Yeah.
Due
process.
But the point is that if those accusations are true and they do prove to be true, then they deserve to get reprimanded. They deserve to be punished for what they did. That's not cool. If you do something like that to somebody, you're in the wrong. So hopefully we get the full story out of everything, and if justice is deserved to those guys, it gets served.
What exactly is the claim, by the way? For some people may not be fully vested in this. What is it?
I've read it once, but I don't remember it, so I don't want to misrepresent it. So
the claim is that they abuse their power. It's not at least I don't think sexual in nature, but it is very much indicative of what we've come to see with the power struggle that has become Hollywood, of just people pulling the, I'm a pretty powerful guy, you're going to do as I say, and that's it.
Right.
And I sit there and I said there was no sexual harassment involved, but there was talk of a couple of scenes that were done in Justice League where even Gal Gadot was like, I'm not doing that, because Whedon wanted a cheesecake moment, if you will.
He does like his cheesecake moments. And they've proved in other movies, to be funny where they happen. The guy's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. So we've all expressed how we enjoy lots of his stuff.
But it's funny because some of his older cast members, James, oh my gosh, the guy who played Spike from Buffy and Angel, he came out and said
James,
that he
Marston, no,
Masterson, something like that.
Masterson, there we are.
He had said that he had a run-in with him where he was pushed up against the wall by a very angry Joss Whedon, and he was like, I didn't think nothing of it. He goes, I still don't think nothing of it. He goes, I just kind of the heat of the moment type thing. He goes, so I've just let it go. He goes, but to sit there and say that he wasn't, as he put it, passionate about what he did.
I was going to say, he probably used the passionate word, didn't he? Yeah.
He was like, I would think that there's something to that. So,
everything's pretty ambiguous. I was reading just going through. Yeah, it kind of, I mean, just the Fisher claims Joss Whedon's on-set treatment of the cast and crew of Justice League was gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He was enabled in any way by Jeff Johns and John Byrne. So yeah, I mean,
isn't that kind of the Hollywood way?
I mean, I think we've seen that played as the Hollywood, as the Hollywood stereotype in several films that we've watched. I mean, how are we going to know, right? We've never actually been there as far as like being included in that kind of stuff. But maybe just because that's the way it's always been doesn't mean that it's right. And so you've got to really try to figure out where that balance is. And Ray, to your earlier point, when you said, if this sounded like somebody's just playing the power trip and saying, I'm the director or I'm the producer or whatever, and you're going to do what I say. I mean, that's a shitty way to treat somebody, regardless of whether or not you're the boss. We all know this. No one likes to be treated that way, relationship or otherwise. That's not cool. So again, if that's the way people are treating others, then you gotta, you can't treat people like that. Do I think somebody's career, depending on, the severity of something, you don't know how far it went. If it was physical abuse or whatever, but should somebody's career be over as a result of it? Maybe not. Should somebody take some anger management classes and try to figure out if they're, how to handle that better? Definitely. Should an apology be made? For sure. If someone was in the wrong, of course. But the thing I think we need to remember to avoid is overcorrection. We have seen so much overcorrection in the past 15, 20 years that it would be nice to see a middle correction, like an accurate correction, where everybody compromises and they understand each other, and we get on and everybody gets along together, and this is better. But yeah, I don't want to see a giant overswing and overcorrection the other way, because that's just, your pendulum needs to stop just somewhere in the middle. Yeah. So
you would think, but so that's DC. What else we got, Sean? Now we can get into the other stuff you want to.
Well, to my disappointment, I learned that Stranger Things is going to move past a season 4.
Yeah.
IGN posted that the Duffer Brothers said that, initially they had thought it might stop at season 4. But I guess what I also learned is that the idea that it was going to stop at season 4 apparently was a misconception by most of us, by the public, because they never said season 4 is it. Reading through the article, the Duffer Brothers said, if they have a beginning, they have a middle, they have an end, they have somewhere they want the story to go. And they're looking at it now thinking that it's going to go more than 4 seasons. I think they already said that season 4 isn't going to end the series. So is that a 5th season? Is that a 6th season? I don't know. But gosh, I'm actually kind of bummed by that, because season 3, while I enjoyed it because it was fun, it was neat seeing the mall and remembering that, as a kid. Once again, despite the Stephen King tributes that they do, they are obviously a full-on nostalgia trip. That's just what it is. And it's really entertaining to watch. But you're getting to that point now where I'm like, all right, it's starting to be overdone. It's starting to be overplayed.
Yeah.
I think we need to wrap it up so that it remains magical and it doesn't end up like season 7 or 8 of that 70s show, right?
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the news. Much to exactly your point, Sean, is
if I remember your text correctly, you really didn't enjoy
Yeah.
it. There was I think it was just an expletive.
like, doggone it.
An expletive seamlessly put together with what the
Only
if I
Jason will
remember.
get this
Yeah.
joke, but I saw it and I was like, damn it, Lou. I mean, that was the first thing that rolled through my head, and there's a whole background to that joke.
Ferrigno?
Yeah.
No, Phillips.
Diamond Phillips.
Oh, Lou Diamond. Oh, man.
Because you just look at his career and you're just like,
what a great guy.
Just bad choices for some of the movies.
You know, but I don't want to fault the guy for doing what he wants to do.
I'm not.
I mean, if that's what he loves, that's
or doing
what he loves.
or taking jobs to make the bills. I mean, because that's what it was.
There's that too.
So here's the background to it. Metal Tornado.
Let's not get no. Okay,
no,
yeah,
we're not,
yeah, no. Lou Diamond Phillips sidebar. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah, no.
All right,
excited.
So he did. Yeah, there was a movie years ago called Metal Tornado. It came out, and we were like, "What the heck?" So we started looking. It was like, "Yeah, Metal Tornado." Then also we see Lou Diamond Phillips pop up on screen, and Ray just looks and goes, "Damn it, Lou!"
Nice.
Just out of sheer complete disappointment that he had sunk to Metal Tornado level.
I literally
he looked so, like it wasn't like just something funny. He like genuinely
I felt
meant
defeated for him.
You felt defeated.
It was a legitimate expression. It's just that's why it stuck, because I could not stop laughing, because he was just so genuinely heartbroken at the thought of Blue Diamond Phillips doing Metal Tornado that he was just like,
it took all I had not to break down and cry.
I mean, the guy.
There was like nothing. Like, we had no idea he was. It's just boom. There's Lou Diamond Phillips. We're like, oh my.
Look,
what's going
on? The Young Guns series.
Young Guns 1 and 2. Yeah, definitely.
Had the one.
He's great in everything.
He's good.
The big hit with
underrated
Bunch. Fantastic
underrated movie.
The first Power. I don't know if anybody else remembers that one.
I remember that one.
That was good. I remember seeing that in the theater. That was a good one. But yeah,
Prodigal Son. He's great in that. Yeah, he's great in everything.
He's great in everything.
No, he is. He's great in everything. He's like the ketchup or garlic rather of acting.
Lou Diamond Phillips, sideway back now. What were we talking about?
Highlight to his career, Jason. You calling him the ketchup or garlic of acting.
You're the garlic of acting.
Nice.
You're the garlic of acting.
Good. Really good. All right.
That's what'll be on the tombstone. He was the garlic of acting.
The exact garlic of acting.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be in Stranger Things season 5. I mean, maybe that could happen. Actually,
please don't let that be the jump the shark.
Hold on. That would be a great nod, because the dude was severely active in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, you could bring in Lou Diamond Phillips, and that would be. We've already had Matthew Modine. Like, I could totally see them bringing in, LDP, and it would be just fantastic.
The notorious LDP.
I'm doing
LDP from now on. That's LDP is how he
will.
Write
some music for that, man.
How will be named. You want me to get together an LDP theme song?
There's an LDP theme song that we're gonna sing.
I could see if I could put something together. I'll have to get some recording equipment, but I could put something.
I think
down.
we should.
We could do an LDP.
Every episode, someone looks up and says, "Man, you look familiar."
Yeah, right. That's the main chorus line. Man, you look familiar.
Man, you look familiar.
LDP, you almost remember me.
No, the chorus line is I'd say. What the hell does that even mean? It means stop.
Stop.
So Stranger Things is going past season 4, and I'm a little bummed about it, is what I mean. In a roundabout sort of way, I would love to see Lou Diamond Phillips return.
Notorious LDP
in season 5.
The notorious LDP, is that what we call
The notorious LDP. Yeah.
Hey, you almost know me.
That's good.
Oh my
Good.
gosh.
I'm the
Gets
garlic
more
of
wet than
TV.
ashtrays. Yeah.
Uh,
Garlic LDP.
TV.
Garlic of TV.
Garlic of TV.
Mm.
So New
This
Mutants
show
is
is
out
for
next
us?
week.
this show is for us. I don't care about anybody else.
I don't think anyone else is watching right now, so we're fine. It is just us.
Yeah.
It's just us. This is
I
a
think
safe
the three
place,
people who are
Raymond.
watching this understand
Safe
the show
place.
is just us being stupid. This is
We've tried to tell
gotta get
people,
out
like, don't
sometime.
follow us. I mean, this is not what we're about. We're about talking for an hour a Saturday
Oh my
because
God.
we want to do that.
All right. I think
New Mutants.
New Mutants.
New Mutants.
Yeah.
Perfect segue, Jason. New Mutants.
Lou Diamond Phillips not in that.
Not in this movie. Not in this movie.
No.
Sadly.
However,
sadly
a
not in this.
cast of characters several years younger than who they are they are now. Thank you very much, Fox, for
Sequel's going to be hard because everyone's now 57.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh.
How old is this movie? It's like 2 years old now, and
No,
it's not
try
even
that
obvious.
again.
2 years
Try
old.
that again. I think it's about 4 or
Hold
5.
on.
Is it really?
When they started production?
When did Deadpool 2 come out? Hold on.
I don't remember.
Deadpool 2, because it's supposed. Holy crap! Yeah, so Deadpool 2 came out in 2018. It was supposed to come out before Deadpool 2. Remember? Then he kept getting pushed back.
So there you go. It's 2 years. It's about 3. It's about 3 years older. 3 years old. 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, you think filming, and then you think production and release date. So if release date was supposed to be just before Deadpool, and that was 2018, it's probably 2017.
Early 2018. Then
yeah. Like mid 2017, early 2018, whatever. So I mean, it's okay. So it's 4 years old. But yeah, I think, you know what? Part of me thinks though that's going to actually add to the it's going to add to the feel of the movie.
They started in 2015.
Well, they started filming in 2015.
They started everything in 2015. Filming started March 2016.
Because they've both got Arya and Theon Greyjoy, the actors from Game of Thrones, in this film.
Yeah.
And they look they still look that young. I mean, she already looks like way too young anyways.
Yeah.
She's and which is crazy because she's like 20, she's 25, 26, and she
older, I think.
she might be in her 30s by now. But I think she has that face where she looks perpetually like she's 15 and 12 and stuff. So I mean, she looks real young.
The absolute opposite of Tobey Maguire.
The absolute opposite of Tobey Maguire. Yes. I don't know, dude. I can't wait. So what? August? Is it
28th
August?
next Friday?
28th,
yeah,
Friday,
next
right?
Next Friday.
Theaters are open.
Yes. I'm glad you said that. AMC opened up yesterday, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
No, Thursday. They opened up Thursday with 15-cent movie night.
That's right. That's right.
They're reporting that their theater capacity has already nationwide has already been filled, or some of them even sold out. Just because people. Well, now granted, they're at a 30% capacity.
I was going to say, I know they're reduced.
Right,
they have to be reduced to have people come in, but still, that's really cool that people are actually getting out. It's cool that I hope everybody's being safe and everybody's following the rules of wherever you're following, whatever rules you got to be in for whatever state, because obviously they're all different. I just hope everybody's being responsible and courteous to others.
That's the important thing. Don't
be courteous
to each other, please.
Just be nice. Just be nice to each other. Be courteous. Yeah. We may not agree, but we can all agree.
You can
to
be jerks nice on the stream. In real life, be a nice person.
You hear that, Ray?
Hey, look, man. Me and LDP. So,
LDP's too nice to hang out with you.
That is
they're right, but that's true. But LDP is ride or die. I'm just saying.
You say that, out of all of us, it would probably be me that would be like, "Hey, guess who I was talking to the other day? LDP himself, the man."
It would be.
That's probably
LDP,
true.
Notorious LDP.
But it is nice to see that these theaters popping up. It's also nice to see just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for Texas, where we've had 6 to 8 new drive-ins pop up.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a really cool trend. I think I hope that they don't just go away as a result of any type of vaccine or whatever, or any type of. I hope that after all this is over, I would love to see them stick around.
Yeah.
I think it's a lost pastime that we just kind of stop doing because everyone's like, no, I can go sit in a chair and I can do this and I can do that. It's like, but yeah, but if you go in your own car and you get to go sit in your comfortable car and just watch a film and listen to the film through whatever stereo you've got, I mean, you bring your own snacks, you got a cooler, who knows, maybe you bring like a full charcuterie thing and do some wine and have some baguettes and just do whatever you want to do, watch a movie. Charcuterie, am I going too far for the both of you? Sorry, I'm still married, so Ray wouldn't understand.
Well, Jason's married, and I don't think he understands.
Well, that's because he lives in Waxahachie.
Yeah, but he's closer to a drive-in.
I am closer to an actual drive-in.
He is.
Oh.
You are closer to an actual drive-in.
Galaxy Drive-In is great. Their hot dogs are terrible, but their hamburgers are actually pretty good.
I'm glad we're not looking for a new sponsor, Jason.
Galaxy Drive-In. Take their money. Hey, no, drive-ins okay. So a little
Jason,
behind
stop
the
talking.
scenes here.
Shut up, Ray.
You're done. You're done.
Shut up, Ray.
What else were we going to talk about, though? Those are the drive-ins, and I feel like we're missing one major one that we wanted to discuss.
Well, Bill and Ted is going to be doing some free screenings at Alamo Draft House.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of movie theaters.
That is genius. Whose idea was that? You think that was theirs, or you think that's all Alamo?
I think that was Alamo. Alamo does stuff like that all the time. That was definitely Alamo Draft House. Bring people in, do the free screenings, serve beer, pay for your beer, and go watch the movie for free. I mean, of course. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's probably free with the purchase of a beverage.
Which I would gladly.
Oh, so would I. God, I would love to go somewhere and get an actual pint at a freaking bar instead of pouring my own out of a can.
Already have that on pre-order. So.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Cannot wait to see that. But the video on demand thing is great. And there's one thing that we got into a discussion about this past week, you and me, Sean, which is, man, what does this Disney Premium thing do? And do I have to pay an additional $30 per month or anything to that effect to watch Mulan, or is it just $30 for the movie?
Oh, that's right, the Disney Plus thing. Did you look that up? What happened?
I did.
Okay.
And so this is what it is. Disney Plus, of course, is the streaming portion of it, which $6.99 a month. Unless you got the Hulu version and the package with ESPN, it's like $12.99 a month.
Right.
People were thinking this Disney Premium wall for the VOD was going to be set up that you would pay whatever you're paying right now, $6.99 or $12.99, plus $30, and then plus an additional $30 for the movie. It's not how that is. If you've got Disney Plus, there will be a side portion of it that comes up for their video on demand. You are paying the $30 just for Mulan, but it's the entirety. As long as you have Disney Plus
subscription,
you got it. So Mulan will stay there as long as you've got that subscription, and you're not paying a rental fee like I was thinking that it would be too. You are actually paying for that movie for the lifetime of Disney Plus.
Okay, so it more closely mirrors an Amazon Prime, where you could purchase the movie digitally, which you basically are going to do, right? You're going to purchase the film.
Yeah.
They're going to release it. They're now including an option to purchase. Disney Plus is now doing this purchase option. You pay, you buy the movie, and as long as you keep Disney Plus, you keep that film. Because that's the same way Amazon works. As long as you keep your subscription to Amazon, you own those things.
Yep.
The moment you're like, screw you, Jeff Bezos. The moment that happens, then you're cut off. Pretty much is the way it works. So
so that's good.
So,
Jason.
I was thinking about that because I was thinking like, well, but how many people? Like, how much? Like, isn't that going to cost them? Like, doesn't that mean the end of sort of these premium, really expensive movies? Because like that's the whole thing. They make their money. They go out. They do the movie theaters. Then you buy the video later. That's how they're making their cash. But I did the math. I think they said that Disney Plus has over 100 million subscribers, right, worldwide. And if only half of them pay for okay, we'll pay for Mulan for the $30 as a one-time charge. That's a $1.5 billion movie.
I think it'll be less
I don't
than
think
half.
it's actually. It'll definitely be less than half. But it's still. But the thing is, let's just use that as a thing.
I
So
thought it was going to
what the number
for
is.
a second there.
Well, I can still do that, but no, let's fine. I mean, let's say it's less than half, but that's still you don't have the cost of going through the movie going through the movie theaters. You don't have the cost of producing the CD or the DVDs or on and on and on, right?
You're pointing out the fact that it's straight profit for Disney to be able to release this on their own streaming service, and therefore could we possibly see an end as a result of that to the big blockbusters released in the theater that way, right? That's what you mean?
Yeah. So let me rephrase. Well, probably another way of saying it is it's not as deleterious an idea for the studios to go just straight digital as it would be as maybe some had thought.
I'm gonna let that one marinate.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, and the reason why is because when I see a movie like Tenet, when I see a movie like Dune, these are not movies that I want to see at the house. I do want that experience.
Well, they're not movies you wouldn't want to see in a theater, Ray?
My point being is I would want a bigger screen than the one I have in my house.
Oh, it's not big enough, huh? Yeah, I bet you haven't heard that before.
It's not big enough, yeah. I want a real big screen. Like I don't like I like my theater room.
I mean,
look, there is something about
watching movies like
one
with Neanderthal and a
projection. Shut up for a minute. There is something about seeing it in a crowd.
Popcorn machine that I have in the back. My little fridge that I keep stocked full of cold beers that I want to drink whenever I want to, so I don't have to pay for them.
The drive
at a movie theater where somebody might
or whatever
be charging me for those.
And then of course
where I can pause it and then go use the restroom and come back.
Anytime I want. It's just my own lighting. No one's kicking the back of my chair.
Number one, I'm not going to get up during the middle of the movie. And number two, no one better be talking during the movie.
Or you'll have your monkey robots escort them out of the house.
Jason, you got to get a new joke on that. Which congratulations to Sean for that, because he comes up with something fresh every time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
No, he doesn't.
Jason off. But I don't think that's going to be the end of that. I will say that the new rumor just this morning or late last night was this is where we're going to see Black Widow go to as well. And I think if you see a successful rollout of Mulan and it's anywhere near to the point of the money that Jason's talking about, then I think Black Widow gets released just the same.
Yeah. I definitely don't, Jason, to answer your question, I don't really think I see this eliminating theaters showing movies and going to a movie theater to watch a movie.
Yeah, not eliminate. No, not eliminate. But I think it does change. It changes the narrative. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and so I think it will give the I think it gets rid of the stigma that people had about streaming services, right? Maybe what was his name? James Cameron or somebody in particular. I don't remember who it was.
Well, Christopher Nolan.
No, the dude at the acceptance, Steven Spielberg, who gave his BS about whole, Netflix isn't a real studio. Shut up, you old coot.
Yeah.
I think it takes away that stigma from people where it's like, it's just a streaming service.
Still stuck on old coot, man, but keep going.
It's a good one, right? You don't hear it that often. So
you don't. I applaud you.
You got to bring them up. You got to bring them, keep them fresh. I think that what we might see, though, Jason, as a result of this, is maybe some more of these movies that are made and intended to go straight to. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see more movies that are made and intended to go straight to this type of streaming deal. I mean, look at Dolph Lundgren. He had so many straight to VHS films. This is that market, right? This is Dolph Lundgren's market in the now. This is the current movies like that. And I mean, still, some great actors make movies that are totally a straight to streaming service. Damn it,
There's some
LDP.
really-
Yeah.
But so
Mechanical
like-
tornado, metal tornado.
there's we could see. I would love to see more of those. I would love to see more of these these independent films that we don't get to really see. That someone's like, ooh, it made a great splash at Sundance or whatever. That's the movie I want to watch. For instance, Death on the Nile. That's coming out at some point, and I would love. I watched the first one here at the house right when all this business started.
If only you had a theater room.
I know, right? If only I had a theater room.
Yeah. Could have really appreciated that film. Yeah. I saw the original. My mom was a big Agatha Christie fan.
Right.
But no, again, to your point, like that's the sort of thing. Is like as streaming has become more acceptable, things like Small Town Monsters, the people that did the Terror in the Skies stuff, they our friend Lyle does their narrations and stuff like that. You know, it has proven some of these smaller independent networks, these very shoestring budgets, they can do very well on this. Because again, not having to produce those DVDs and then go through a middle, like that really helps on their bottom line as well. So it's a model I think is showing to be more useful now that we have the technology to do it, obviously. It's showing to be much more successful than I think a lot of people thought. Speaking of pre-order, since we're at the hour mark, you can pre-order my new book on Amazon.com. It's out October 5th.
Whoa. We just want to let everybody know that before his book is released, we are going to do a special interview.
Oh, are we doing this?
With the Sasquatch himself.
We're doing this. We're going to have, special guest to be on at some point. Author of several books, but only now
only one
officially recognized.
But only one good one.
And one person's favorite cryptozoologist.
Yes.
The man,
yes, I got told that yesterday.
The beast himself.
The furry bastard.
The furry bastard.
That's right. Yeah. We will have Jason McLean live in studio.
That's right.
To discuss his new and upcoming book, which you can purchase pre-order.
Oh, and the interview questions that will come.
I hope you've boned up on your Bruce Springsteen friend.
You better know a lot of Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. Sean nailed it there.
Does anybody else notice that Bruce Springsteen sounds like he's doing an impression of Bruce Springsteen? Am I the only one who feels that way?
No, you're right. I wouldn't put it that way, but you're absolutely right. I think you're.
I mean, the whole time it sounds like Bruce Springsteen. It sounds like he's doing an impression of himself the whole time.
I think we are definitely at the top of the hour, so let's kill it.
We're at the bottom of whatever hour we're at.
Bottom whatever. Jason, take us out, man.
Let me get the music.
Hey, put our cheap version of the music on.
I will put our cheap version of the music on.
Let's try to make this sound as professional as we cannot.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, go.
All right. Thank you for putting up with this insanity for another week. We'll be back in 2 weeks if you want to torture yourself yet again. Again, thank you to Titan Comics and Jeremy Shore. TitanComics.com, 214-350-4420. The address is there. Go visit him. Spend money with the guy. He deserves money for putting up with our crap every 2 weeks, and for just the fact that he can't seem to get rid of us. If you want to email us, I don't know why anybody would. It's vagabondnerds@gmail.com. Follow, like, and subscribe. We are also on. We should be broadcasting this on YouTube as well. So go follow, like, subscribe there. Share this video with people that you love and want to enjoy, to co-enjoy our insanity, or people that you hate and you want to torture with our insanity. Either way, but like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, share our videos with everyone that you know. Like them, dislike them. Maybe you're torturing them. I don't know. Maybe you just want to spot.
If I end this now, will you think?
No, shut up, Ray. Shut up. This is great.
Spam us to Russian bots. I don't care.
Spam us
just
to
get
Russian
us out
bots.
there. Bring us into the cult that is the Vagabond Nerds.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great week, guys.
Thanks, Notorious LDP.